Hey guys, this is Dan with Dan's 30-foot dory build again. Today is December 17th, and yeah, it's wintertime. So as you can see around me here, we have had some snowfall. Definitely had some snowfall. On the behind me here is my 30-foot dory, and I have it tarped, as you can see, and I'm out here today scraping the snow off of it. Now, I have to do this until spring, and it builds up on the top there, and it gets heavy, so I'm trying to avoid the tarp from tearing. I'm still working on the dory. It hasn't been fiberglassed yet, so I have wood exposure, obviously, over the whole 30-foot dory. And I'm tarped it off, obviously, to protect the wood finish until spring so it doesn't delaminate or do any nasty things like that. So what I thought I'd do today is come out here, since it's nice. It's 15 below zero, which I think is a little over 0 Fahrenheit. And I'm just going to go around the other side and finish scraping off the snow off the tarp. So I haven't done the other side yet. I have a boat over here, a 15-foot boat. It's wrapped up. I'm not too worried about it. It's going to stay the way it is. It's pretty well supported, and there's not too much under there to damage. But the 30-foot dory here, of course, is all exposed wood underneath it. Unfortunately, we get 6 to 7 months of winter, depend how kind they are in the spring, if it's a fat smelt or not. So, with no further ado, I'm just going to walk over to the other side with my roof rake here, and I'm going to mount the camera on the tripod, and I'm just going to go ahead and scrape it off, okay? So bear with me a little. It's a nice day out here. It's sunny. It's nice and sunny out here. It's beautiful, actually. And I don't care for the cold, but when it's sunny outside, and 15 is doable for temperature wise, very doable. There's my tripod. Here's the, I'm gonna walk you down the side here. See that? That's about 4 inches of snow. You can see the way it's pushing down in the middle of the tarp. So it's snow, as you know, snow does get heavy. That's all there is to it. And if we don't remove it, the tarp will fail. And you will get snow going on the structure, and possibly get on the hull of the boat and damage that wood, and we don't want that to happen. So this is what I got to do every time it snows. And no, I'm not going to film it every time it happens. You get one shot at this, and this is it. I've already done the edge of my roof. I do about 4 feet back at the edge of the roof to reduce ice damming. So while I was doing that, I came out here and I thought, you know, I better do this boat. So I'm just going to snap you into the camera mount here. So hold on to your lunch. It takes a second to stabilize it. There we go. Now, I do have a remote speaker system, but obviously it was not charged when I went to use it. And I like it because I can be at the other end there and talk to you normally. But I'll do my best just by yakking over from where I am. Okay, guys? So hang in there. This thing is pretty cool. It'll actually expand. I think it goes out about 15 feet. I bought it a couple of years ago. I had not owned one before then. It's a grant. And we used to get ice damming, and in the spring the water backs up and what comes into the house saturates the roof. So I had enough of that. So this is why I have this. But this is good for everything. So if you'll excuse me, I'll go and start this job here. a lot of moisture come down about a week ago. Has it been a week? About a week. There's still ice on the tarp. I'm just shaking it off. But you can see the way the tarp, has sagged with the weight of the snow. Well, I got a lot of sagging there, as you can see. The scary part about the sagging is the fact that in the spring, and I'll be on top of this till the spring, so there's very little, hopefully, any ice on it or snow, to try to reduce the sagging so the water doesn't sit in the low spots. Because water does go through these blue tarps. They're not waterproof. They're just to offer some type of protection from the environment. Now, another thing we got to watch while we're doing this is the bottom of the tarp has to stay loose. It's very easy for the snow to build up on the bottom, and then it'll slowly, the snow builds up over the edge of the tarp, and then starts to pull down on the tarp because the snow is rolling into the tarp as it snows all winter and pulls a lot of pressure along the edge of the tarp here. And I got a little extension sticking out about 12 inches from the boat, screwed into the bottom of the boat. You may have seen that during the summer when I was working on it. I showed what these are. I just tarp right over them. So this is a 28 by 20 foot tarp. And just underneath that, unfortunately not as wide, I do have 6 mil poly going from the center to the edge, the outer edge of the boat. And that's my waterproof. That's going to keep the water off the bottom of the boat. So it's draped on both sides underneath the blue tarp, which will offer waterproofing because the water will not get through the 6 mil poly. Now, down towards the center here, it's flattened out a whole bunch. I'm not too worried about it as long as I keep the snow off it. And I come along the bottom. See, part of that's already stuck. And I push the tarp out from the bottom where it's stuck in the snow. I'll pull the camera off in a minute and show you what I just did. I wish I had my mic system set up. I could have explained to you I was just putting the rake away. So I'm going to take the camera off, the iPhone off the stand now. And I'm going to go around the bottom of the boat and show you I kicked the tarp out of the snow to keep it loose. And other than that, that's really all. I got to do that all winter. Now, I don't know what everybody else does. But I'm sure there's somebody out there doing the same thing. If they are dealing in winter weather with no way to store the boat indoors, or underneath some type of lean-to. So unfortunately, yes, the project stops all winter. It's going to take me twice as long to finish this as somebody who can do theirs indoors or inside a large garage or something, you know, a workshop. And that's okay. I didn't start this to finish it in a week either. You know, I got some time, I come out and I work on it, and that's what I'm doing. But last summer was good. I got a lot done. I mean, I got it all, basically all the woodwork done on the hull, so I'm happy with that. So anyway, let me get behind the camera here. Sorry about the shaking again. There we go. Now, I don't know how well you see that, but you can see the ground there. I kicked the tarp out from underneath the snow. It was pinned to the ground in some spots there. You see that? You see a little daylight. I need some weight on it. I'll explain that on the other side. And it goes right into the front of them. That's all protected here. This section here is all, since it tapers, the front tapers, the bow tapers here, I got more plastic, 6 mil, covered all the way down to the tip and onto the ground. So I'm not worried about the front of this boat at all. Here, let's see here. See that? Yeah, it's still somewhere under here. So let's make our way around the front, the other side. We're going to call that the starboard, nope, port side. It's upside down. So I got snow. Now I did put some waterproofing substance over the entire hull before I wrapped it. And like I said, I never did this before, so I just took a chance. It will have to be all sanded out in the spring when I start working on it again. You see, there it is. Goes right into the ground there. But there, this side here is actually screwed up onto the inside frames. Now there's a reason for this, and I'm going to explain it to you right now. Unfortunately, I'm just trying to get the stand to stand up. There we go. Unfortunately, this side here is, the wind comes from the south out here, comes across the yard here, and it's almost like a wind tunnel right between our two homes. And I get all the wind and it hits this boat right here. Okay? See that? It's open here. Now the wind hits this, wind goes underneath the boat and lifts the tarp up on the other side. And so when we get some high winds through here, I wasn't sure if this tarp was going to survive. That's how windy it gets here. So I got all these elements to deal with. Beside the fact that I'm just trying to keep this boat in one piece till spring, make it through the winter. So there we go. So I don't know if anybody has to do this themselves during the winter time, but I do. And this is how I'm dealing with it. Already? Wow, crazy stuff, right? Sorry, there we go. There you are. The sun is, let's see, what did I say? It's about 12 o'clock here, 12 noon. I was gonna film this differently, but I didn't have my sound system in place. Again, you know, you go to use it, not charged. Looked up the instructions, 3 hours charging, 6 hours using. Well, it's gonna stay on the charger now. So there you go, folks. Another little update with Dan's 30-foot dory build. It's probably going to look a lot bigger when I go to flip it. Now, I've got comments on my YouTube channel. It goes, I like to see what you're going to do when you go to flip it. Yeah, so would I. I haven't decided exactly how to deal with that yet. So, yeah, we're going to have to, sorry about the shaking. We'll figure that out when the time comes. So, listen, I'm going to let you go. The tarp is cleaned off. This is what I do every time it snows. It's a beautiful day. Time to go back in the house. Dan out. Remember, subscribe, like, and I do have a Patreon going if you're interested in helping out. Thank you very much. Take care and have a good day.